Good morning. If this is your first time, I'm Kyle, and I'm one half of the Wandering Shores. So if this is your first time, we do campsite reviews for a lot of free boondocking across the country. And today we are taking you to Grouse Mountain Dispersed Camping, just outside of Buffalo, Wyoming. Do you enjoy free camping and boondocking across the United States? Well, we've got a lot more for you. If you haven't already, checked out thewanderingshores.com, and we have an interactive Google map there where you can see all of the spots we've done campsite reviews of, as well as things to do in the area. So check us out. All right, everyone, we're back inside. I want to give you an overview of the area here on Google Maps. I want to talk about the resources that are available. I want to talk about cell service. I want to talk about Starlink, laundry facilities, dump stations, water fills, etc. So, for point of reference, we are here. That's where Buffalo, Wyoming is, just south of Sheridan, just west of Gillette. And as you zoom in, you're going to see Buffalo right there. And this right here is the turnoff into the Grouse Mountain Dispersed Camping area. I'm going to zoom you in here, and I'm going to take you in and show you the street view. I'm going to take you in here and I'm going to show you the street view. This is US 16. We're going to turn you around a little bit here. That's coming from Buffalo. And here is the turnoff that you're going to make to get into the Grouse Mountain. So as you can see, there's a cattle gate there. There's an area if you want to pull over and park right there, and you can go scout the area to figure out which is going to be the best spot for you. We actually did that even though our friends were already there. We just wanted to kind of get our bearings and make sure we were heading in the right area. But that is a good turnoff there. So let me go back to the overhead view and go back to the satellite map. So as you're turning in, you're going to come around the corner. There's that area where you can park and go scout. Now, as of July 24, you are allowed to park along the side of the road here before you actually get to the gate that I showed you in the intro. And the gate is right there. So previously, last year, you were not able to do that, or in 22, you weren't able to do that, but you are now. So there are quite a few rigs parked along the road here. We opted to go a little bit further back. Now, you see this road right here, 403. This is actually a private road right at the gate that goes down to a business called, I think, Cozy Camper or something like that. That is a private residence, so you cannot go down there. Oh, Camp Comfort, that's what it's called. So just be advised of that. But when you come up here, you're going to see where I have highlighted the star here. That is the gate. You need to open and close it yourself. There's basically just a chain that hangs down that kind of loops into a hook on there to keep it closed. Okay, as you come down the main road, you're going to come to this gate right here. Now, something to be noted of, this is actually closed from November 16th to June 15th. So if you're coming between November 16th and June 16th, you're going to have problems because this is all locked up and off limits. But this gate right here is separating us also to keep the cattle in and out. And basically you just get out and you can open the gate and just make sure you lock it behind you. Make sure you close that. It keeps the cattle, and there's actually yak out here right now in this area or in this area. So be sure to do that. Then as you come through, you can camp anywhere in here. This obviously is the side that we chose to camp on. It's got a much better view of the mountains and the ravine. We're now inside the gate. As you can see behind me, you can pretty much park anywhere you want. Key here is you cannot go beyond 300 feet from this main road off into the prairie or the meadow. So you have to stay within 300 feet. If you have any questions about that, Google Maps does have a function available to you where you can measure a distance, and that's what we did when we got here. Our friends were already here, and we just wanted to make sure we were in compliance, so we got out Google Maps and measured from the road here to where we were at, and it was like 179 feet, so we should be set. Lots of open field for you to park in, and I'm going to take you up and show you a few clips from the drone as well. I had a chance to fly it out here. Now that I have my commercial license, I can utilize that those videos in
the actual campsite reviews, but I'm also going to take you inside and we're going to talk about where you can find
Keep in mind,
services in the
like I
area
mentioned earlier, you have to be within 300 feet of the road. So if you don't know how to use Google Maps and do the measurement tool, be sure that you figure that out before you get out here because it's very helpful. Now, as you zoom in here, right about here, there is a trailhead sign that kind of leads off into the trail that goes this way. Once you hit about this point, I would not suggest driving back this direction and trying to find yourself a spot. The road is extremely, extremely rutted. I think if you've got an overlander or something, you're probably going to be fine, but I would concentrate all of your resources right here. A couple things to keep in mind. The grass is very long. There are quite a few chipmunks. Uh, at this current time, there's quite a few flies as well, so you might be battling that depending upon when you're here. As I mentioned earlier, and as the sign indicates on the gate, this area back here is closed from November 16th to June 15th. So June 15th to November 16th, you're good. You can camp back here, but during the winter, there's no access to this area. Now, as we zoom out, I want to talk about a few of the resources that are available. Oh, by the way, there are no trees. Starlink works great. You do get a little bit of Verizon and T-Mobile. It's enough to do a little bit of searching on the internet. But I would say a best option is if you have Starlink, that's what you're going to want to use out here. Now, as you go back into town, into the town of Buffalo, or as you come through town, you're going to have a few options. This Cenex station, there's two Cenex stations. This is the one right next to McDonald's. This Cenex station, right behind it, has a dump station. I'll show you right there where that is. Right there's a dump station with what they list as potable water, but be advised that the water spigot is right next to the dump station. So I would highly suggest you sanitize it before
Okay, you're
hooking your
gonna
hose up
see
to it.
where the diesel pumps are. You're gonna come around this way. You'll see where the semis are parked. And then you're gonna have water here and the dump. There is a small trash can there. And then there was one trash receptacle back there that I found. There were not any over along the
Right across
backside
the
where the
street
semis are
is
parked.
really the only laundromat in town, which is Squeaky Clean Wash and Laundromat. There's a car wash there as well. Large parking lot so that you can um, park a small travel trailer or something in there. Let me show you where that's at. Let me zoom around here. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, they've got a big parking lot over here on the side. Yeah, but there is a laundromat right there. And so that is a good option if you need to do laundry. There is a small grocery store in town called DJ's. If you're looking, I think there it is, DJ's Grocery right there. It's a pretty nice little grocery store for a small town like this. And then if you're coming from the other direction, meaning coming from the west, you can go all the way out here. So this is the boondocking area where I just showed you. But further out on 16 or further towards Yellowstone and 10 Sleep, there is a free dump station and water by donation only right here called the Lee Creek RV dump station. There's 4 lanes, there's potable water here at the end. It's donations, so please remember to donate some money to keep places like this open because it's a huge resource. But I will tell you, it's closed at least usually until the end of June because there's so much snow up at this elevation. You're at like 9,000 feet of elevation. So be advised that if you're coming before July, you might want to look at other options when it comes to dump stations and water. There are also a few national forest campgrounds along the way here on 16. So Middle Fork, there's South Fork, there's Circle Park. There's quite a few. Some of them have water, and you can talk to the camp host and see if you can get some water at that location potentially. But that is our boondocking area here in Grouse Mountain Dispersed Camping. We highly recommend it. There are a few limitations when it comes to, access um, during certain parts of the year. The grass can be very long. And one other thing, they are highly enforcing the 14-day stay limit. We have had DNR officers out here like 3 times in the 4 days that we've been here, and they've stopped by and talked to our friends and just reminded them as well that there's a 14-day stay limit. So be advised that this is not a place you're going to be able to come here and squat. Obviously, we don't. That is how we get places closed down, folks. So don't do that. But if you like this content, please give us a thumbs up, like our video, and subscribe if you think this is valuable. We do a lot of campsite reviews. We have an entire playlist of probably going on 60 or 70 now. If you haven't checked out, we just released one over here for Belle Fourche, South Dakota. We also released one here for Custer, South Dakota. And we will be releasing one for an area just west of uh, Grouse Mountain called Elgin Park. We're actually headed there tomorrow morning for 2 weeks, and we'll do a campsite review of that area as well. So thanks again for following, and look forward to seeing you in our next video.